Okay. Yeah, yeah, we're good. We're live. You think it's all going to work out fine this time? I have no idea. I mean, Joe's already here. We can wave at him. We can add Joe in. Let's see if this works. Up, everyone, and thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. Shouldn't let your friends use it either. And Joe's there. He's got a little kid. We're brought to you by Pure Plank. Promo code Don't Say the F Word. We're brought to you by our own merch. Puppet World Order shirt. You can't get one like this, but you can get one. You can head over to our merch app page. You can get some merch. And we donate all the profits from that stuff to local animal shelters. You want stickers? We could do some stickers for you. We got our own stickers. If you're a wrestler, fighter, you guy who wants stickers of your own face or whatever, yeah, let us know. We can probably make stickers for you. What else do you got? That's kind of it, man. Got nothing else. All right, then. Without any further ado, we're going to preview WWE Raw. We're going to see if Joe has his fantasy book, Four Horsemen of Pro Wrestling, for today. Did you pick your four? Kind of. I have an idea. I didn't pick mine. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. I don't like that at all. I don't like that idea of the four. You understand what the Four Horsemen are, right? I mean, top guys, right? I mean, yes, but no. I mean,
I got my four. I can tell you that.
Get out of here, Mark. Joe.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on, partner?
There's a lot of things going on today in the world. There's a lot of crazy shit.
There's something wrong with the world today. Don't know what it is. Something wrong with my mind. Something and shit.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's a weird place. You know what I just read before we went live?
Uh-oh. I think
I just read this before we went live.
I know what it is.
What is it? What do you think it is?
It is Cena's final opponent.
I did read that, but that is not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. That's not what you want to
say. You know what? I'm going to save this because I was given some advice today.
Okay. What's that?
My daughter let me know that a podcast she listened to that is available on YouTube, that they set a timer for 10 minutes. And 10 minutes, and for the first 10 minutes of the show, they do no swears. So if you swear in your first 10 minutes, you are absolutely not getting monetized on YouTube. So, 10 minutes.
Damn.
Joe, you just blew it. I don't think damn counts.
Damn
count, right?
A beaver builds a dam.
There you go. I just set a timer for 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I will revert back to the story I was going to talk about. Okay. So whenever this goes off and I forget what it was for, you're in charge of reminding me that I had something in my head that I had looked at right before we went live. But let's go ahead. Let's kick things off. Let's talk about John Cena's last opponent. I should tell you, I'm working on a John Cena shirt and sticker.
Okay.
Working on something. Never seen 17.
Never seen 17. I don't know about that. I don't like it.
So the rumor is that WWE have officially selected Gunther as John Cena's final opponent. So in 1 year, 2 different Saturday Night's main events, Gunther will have retired Goldberg and John Cena. I don't know where you classify Goldberg at in eras. For me, I associate Goldberg with the Attitude Era. However, he wasn't part of WWF at the time.
No, he wasn't.
He came into WWE for a very short period of time in that transition from Attitude to Ruthless Aggression. I think, honestly, in WWE, his more memorable run was the 2016 run, where he just did some stuff with Brock Then we later had him dethrone the Fiend, which made no sense.
Mm-mm.
Pass the torch to the
If I had to pick his his most memorable run in WWE, the top two are the feud with The Rock, and then WrestleMania, licking off Stone Cold saying he's leaving with Brock. That's it.
Oh yeah, the na 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 na. Hey hey hey.
WrestleMania 20.
Goodbye.
Yeah, WrestleMania 20. That's it. WrestleMania 20.
If Gunther's the last opponent for John Cena, if this is what we have done, so just take everything, and I know we have this whole, we've talked about this to death. John Cena's final run, the retirement tour, the last time you'll ever see him, kick things off with a shove off the apron at the Royal Rumble. We then have the Elimination Chamber and the things that took place there. We then have WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes with Travis Scott. His first 10 minutes without swearing is going to be real tricky for me with the conversation we're having. We have this heel run that, like, WWE sees as a failure. John calls it a failure. Jeremy doesn't call it that. I actually got to a point where I would kind of like it. Then we just abandoned ship. Cody cuts one promo. Doesn't make a lot of sense because prior to WrestleMania, Cody talked about who John Cena really was, and that didn't change John Cena's behavior. But then a couple months later, he does relatively the exact same thing after committing a felony and making John Cena sign the contract while being unconscious. John then decides he's a babyface again for literally zero reasons, and then we go on to some nonsense, which, however, we do have Crown Jewel coming up this weekend, and we are going to get John versus AJ, which will be interesting. Having that, we had John versus Logan Paul, which was one of John's best matches ever, I think. So now we're going to have John versus AJ, which should be interesting, which I would have to imagine will be AJ Styles winning, maybe. It's a little iffy. Like, who do you have win that? Because AJ's leaving next year. He's done. He's hanging it up. Allegedly, anyway. But then we're going to end this, where we could have had there was talk of a PLE called Ruthless Aggression to end the year and have that be John Cena's final match. Instead, it's going to be a Saturday night's main event, and the story is, at least today, could change. I don't even know where it originated, so it could carry zero weight. Gunther will be John Cena's final opponent. How do you feel about it, Joe? How do you feel?
I don't like it.
Why do you not like it?
They really never had a feud or anything. It's just like, hey, I'm challenging you, Cena, for your last title, well, not title match, but your last and final match. The Ring General.
It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, that's for sure. Definitely does not make a ton of sense.
And basically, the only thing to say is, like you said, I can take out Gunther the last match, and I can take out you the last match. Make you both feel like a loser.
I mean, it kind of gives Gunther something to talk about, right? It gives him a thing. Joining us live on Instagram, the one, the only Austin, No Doubt Trout. Anyone who tuned in to BKFC 82 over the weekend got to see some great coaching and cornering from Austin Trout as that queen of violence was crowned. I mean, it gives something for Gunther to have in his promos going forward. I retire legends. Randy Orton was a legend killer, but Gunther sends him to the retirement.
He is what, 35? Yeah, go 35. 30, yeah, 35. 35. Yeah, he can do it.
He could do it. Could be that guy, right?
Yeah, he could be that
I
guy.
mean, and my thing is, I don't know if Gunther needs it. Does Gunther need it?
I don't know. I don't think he can. He shouldn't. Not hating on Gunther, but it should be somebody different. It really shouldn't be Gunther. But I can't. I don't run WWE. I can't.
I
I
know
would
you want it
rather.
to be Dom, right?
I did want to be Dom.
Wanted it to be Dom. Man, it could still be Dom.
Or
Maybe.
say if I were doing it right, you know who it could possibly be. This is what I think it could be if it goes through correctly. John Cena's last opponent could be his very first opponent moved to Monday Night Raw.
Who?
That was Chris Jericho.
Do you think Jericho is going back to WWE?
I think he is. There's no more learning tree posted up. They're going by different names. Um, I'm pretty sure he off tour with Fozzy by now. So he just chilling. I think he's just gonna have his last and final run in the E and go out with a bang.
I'm okay with Jericho returning to WWE and leaving AEW. I'm not sure how you use Jericho in AEW going forward. I jokingly said you could have him be like the centerpiece for Don Callis' family. But I don't think that's necessary by any means. I don't think it's needed. I just think it might be kind of one of the few things you could do.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's why I say is that. And I say it could be Jericho, the last final opponent. Because they did have a good rivalry too. Mm-hmm.
They did. They did. Um, oh, man. I don't know how I'm not like terribly upset that it's Gunther. It doesn't make a lot of sense for me, and nor do I think it does anything for Gunther. I'm also not sure if it's going to be a good match.
That's if
Oh,
you're going to take them shots.
Okay. 10 minutes is up.
Oh, it's been 10 minutes already? Damn.
10 minutes already.
Damn. Okay. All right.
So listen to this shit.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just read that the U.S. dollar has decreased in value 10% this year.
Oh.
So a dollar is worth 90 cents at best.
Damn. Okay.
You got a pay raise this year. If it wasn't above a 10% increase, you lost money.
That's kind of interesting, but okay, a 10% decrease by 10%. Damn.
Decreased by 10%. So every dollar you have is only worth 90 cents at best. According to this thing I read. I don't know how true that shit is. I don't even understand how they calculate that kind of nonsense. I mean, I think dollars are just kind of made up.
I think they calculate because from what there's a time they said they're running out of ink to make money. So they want everybody to do debits.
I think it's all off. I think they base that value due to inflation, right? And
Hmm.
shit's just getting more expensive, and so now everything's worth less
Yeah.
from a money standpoint, unless you got Bitcoin, which has reached a new all-time high again.
I ain't got no Bitcoin.
That's not a lot by any means. By any far stretch of the imagination, I did not have a lot.
I think mine. I think mine is worth like uh 0.5000, whatever you want to call that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot for me either. I mean, it's there, but it's not a ton by any means. Not definitely not a ton. Wrestling Cartel, formerly Cuban Gorilla, joined us. We were talking about the
Oh,
story that
hold up.
John Cena's final opponent is going to be Gunther.
Hold up. Wait. I got something else to tell you.
And we will be naming our Four Horsemen in just a moment.
But there's one thing I tell you.
What you got?
Matt Riddle says he is very much appreciated going into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you,
There you go.
Cuban Gorilla,
There you go.
the Wrestling Cartel, for that information.
See, I got you.
Um,
Got my word. Got my word.
Dude, let's talk about that shit. We're past that 10-minute mark. Let's start cussing. You think Matt Riddle's retarded? Wrestling Gorilla says cocaine's a hell of a drug. I think he has officially smoked himself retarded.
I think he got a little bit haywire.
Now, I will say,
I think.
I don't know the context of him being asked. The story goes that Matt Riddle said he would accept an induction into the WWE Hall.
Yeah.
I would too, but it ain't going to happen for me either.
I think Matt Riddle. That interview segment he did, I think that was just off stage because he didn't really throw that person down on the table or nothing.
Was it from the
just,
TMZ interview? Is that what it was from? Because that was completely a work.
Yeah, it was TMZ. Yeah, where he just picked up the guy, just politely slammed on the table, and walked away.
Because in MLW over the weekend, he said he is no longer king of the bros. He's the rude dude.
Yeah.
So I think Matt Riddle turned heel. Which I don't know how Matt Riddle was a babyface. I don't get it.
If I had to put it right, I would say he took some edibles over the weekend and maybe too many. But hey, and just let his inner personality come out and say he is no longer bro. He's a rude dude.
I mean,
so
he is a rude person, but this is my question. So that made his rounds earlier today about Riddle saying he would accept an induction. Do you think there's an avenue for Matt Riddle to find his way back to WWE and actually have a Hall of Fame worthy career?
I'll say this. Matt Riddle is in the same boat as Enzo. They probably never coming back. There ain't no coming back. I say they both burnt the bridges. And they did put him in the Hall of Fame. There's no chance to put. I say the only way he get put in the Hall of Fame if he gonna be there on the show, being like a guest commentator, or this they're doing cleaning work, being a janitorial. There you go.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jeff Hardy Hall of Fame bound?
That's a toss-up. That's a really good toss-up.
If I put you on the committee, which allegedly the committee is Triple H and Bruce Pritchard and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. I believe that's the committee now. But let's just say the committee's Joe. Let's say the committee's Joe and the Wrestling Cartel. only one with us live right now on Instagram. You guys are the committee. Would you put Jeff Hardy into the Hall of Fame? Comes down to you guys. Everybody else is split, and you two are the two final votes. Would you vote Jeff Hardy in?
I would put Jeff Hardy in the Hall of Fame.
As Jeff Hardy himself or the Hardy Boys together? Because that's a different question.
Okay. I couldn't put Jeff Hardy in by himself because of his crazy reputation. But as the Hardy Boys, I'll do Hardy Boys. And I will only put him in the Hall of Fame as the Hardy Boys if he was 10 years clean.
Wrestling Cartels, it's a tough question. So I recently seen that Matt Hardy had talked about their stint in AEW and not really getting the opportunity that he felt like they deserved. And to which I commented, I wonder why that is. I wonder why the Hardy Boys didn't get the opportunities they deserved in AEW. Deserving something and earning something aren't the same thing. A lot of people think they deserve things. They don't earn them. The Hardy Boys didn't earn anything in AEW. Jeff Hardy Jeffed everything up. That's what Jeff Hardy does. By Matt Hardy insinuating that somehow they weren't given what they should have received, and it was due to anything other than Jeff's behavior, is why Jeff behaves how Jeff behaves, because the people around him enable him to behave that way. No one holds him accountable. No one says, hey, the run in AEW went bad because you couldn't stop being you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
The Wrestling Cartel agrees with you. He'd say the exact same thing. Jeff Hardy can't go in as Jeff Hardy unless he's been clean and sober and out of trouble for a decade. I can understand those things. I'm inclined to say I think the Hardy Boys deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I also think an argument can be made for Jeff Hardy as a singles competitor being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. There was a moment there where Jeff Hardy was the hottest thing on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
There was a moment in time. And Jeff Hardy influenced an entire generation of pro wrestlers. Entire generation. In-ring, what we see in the ring today wouldn't have happened without the Hardy Boys, specifically Jeff. Specifically Jeff. I would put Jeff Hardy into the Hall of Fame. With that said, I think there is an avenue for Matt Riddle to one day return to WWE to potentially have a Hall of Fame worthy career. Matt Riddle is an incredibly talented guy. He's a very good professional wrestler. He had the King of Bros character, the bro character, could have some degree of longevity as the stoner babyface RVD type of character, to then one day go heel and become Captain Serious and become straight edge. Wrestling Cartel asks if we're watching the Hardy Boys versus Team 3D. Their final match here, I'm absolutely not watching that match. I zero desire to see it. You would have to pay me a reasonable amount of money to watch Bubba Ray Dudley match in 2025. Like, for me to give a match with Bubba Ray Dudley in it time, like, somebody like whenever he was facing Zilla Fatu, like, you watch Bubba face Zilla? No, I'm not. I'm not watching that. You gonna watch it?
I might watch it. I might watch a recap of it.
You're gonna go watch it.
I'll watch it.
I don't want to do anything where there's the potential for my eyeballs to generate revenue for Bubba Ray Dudley.
I'll watch it because I want to see if Devon still got it in the tank.
He does not.
He
does not. I hate to be that guy.
Damn. Okay. I just want to see Devon last match. Devon said he will only do the Hardy Boys as his final match, and that'd be it.
And you know what? Respect to Devon. Respect to the Hardys, honestly. Yeah, Wrestling Cartel, I'd much rather watch the highlights of it. I do give Bubba Ray Dudley a lot of shit. And I'm going to just say this right. That's never going to stop. I'm always going to give Bubba Ray Dudley a lot of shit. Not to say there's not times where I do agree with him on some of his opinions. I get really mad at myself whenever I do. But after our beef on Busted Open, I think giving Bubba Ray Dudley a lot of shit has become kind of my thing. It's kind of become the whole Big J Jeremy shtick is to give Bubba Ray Dudley shit. It's kind of what I do.
I'll say this. It was my fault, y'all. The beef happened. My fault. That was my fault, y'all.
You know what? No. Not your fault. Honestly, really, if I go back to the episode, I should really hate Dave LaGreca more than I hate Bubba Ray Dudley. Because Dave LaGreca was the one who hung up and then decided to do a 10-minute bit trying to drag me without me on the air to be able to talk back to him. That was LaGreca. That wasn't Bubba.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
And no one's a bigger candy ass on the planet than Dave LaGreca. Talked all that shit about The Rock. All that shit.
Hey, buddy.
Then meets The Rock, tries to give him a pink robe. The Rock says, I ain't wearing that. And then they took the entire interaction off their YouTube channel. It's no longer there.
For real?
At least it wasn't as someone sent it to me. They sent me the link. Said, what's going on with Busted Open? Why'd they take this out? How the hell would I know? How would I know the answer? I don't know. I don't know. How can I possibly know? I've been on that show a handful of times. Don't get it twisted. I talk shit about Bubba Ray. I talk some shit about LaGreca. I don't know these guys. And I go, how the hell would I possibly know why they took? The Rock probably told him to take it down. I don't have any idea. We're gonna get to fantasy booking our Four Horsemen in just a few minutes here. We got to preview Raw. We also got to play for When the Bell Tolls. See if we have anyone who wins this week. I will tell you that my wife, the amazing Mindy, that should definitely be her shirt. The amazing Mindy. She has picked 8:20 for the first bell to start the first match on Raw.
Damn.
Because the show does start at 8 p.m. tonight, right? It's not a 7 p.m. start, right?
It's back at 8.
Yeah, Mindy has picked 8:20 on the dot.
And they got. I'm going to stay with the open with Roman.
I have my time written down, but I'm willing to do my time last to give everybody an opportunity to make their picks. While everyone's thinking of their times, let's talk about what's advertised right now before we went live for Raw. We had a few things. We didn't have much in the way of wrestling matches on the flagship professional wrestling show of the week. We have Roxanne versus Lyra Valkyria. I-6 women's division match. I don't know. I don't. So, hey, Manny the American Nightmare joined us live on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the best thing about Raw tonight is Roman Reigns opened the show.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. The only other match I saw advertised, which something could be updated by now, was that Becky Lynch is going to face Maxxine Dupri. It's a IC title match, I believe. No, sorry, it's a non-title match. Non-title match. Then we have the return of CM Punk and Roman Reigns tonight on Raw. Roman is said to be opening the show.
Opening it. That was all over the weekend.
That should be kind of playing into what time's the bell going to ring, because if Roman's opening the show,
I know.
that means we're probably going to have the Vision. Probably going to have Paul. Do we also get Punk? Do we have Jay? Do we have Jimmy? how long does it take to do this opening promo? And, of course, a fight has to break out, right?
27.
Joe is taking 8:27.
My gut was saying 26, but that minute, that peak of a second, I'm going with 27.
Well, I will tell you, the time I had written down was 8:28.
Oh, damn.
I will keep it unless somebody else wants it, I guess. I'm at 8:28. But that's all I saw advertised for Roman, Punk, the two matches. I'm sure we're going to have there's going to be a Judgment Day segment and match. What it will be, I don't really know.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard or not, but rumor is this Saturday it's going to be Roman versus Bronson at Crown Jewel.
Supposed to be that may be the main event. It's going to be some sort of stipulation match.
Oh, that's the main event? Oh.
All right, that's one of the things I've seen. That there's a chance this is the main event at Crown Jewel, and it's probably going to have some sort of stipulation. So I would imagine whatever happens tonight will lead us to that match being made. I'm going to guess it's tribal rules, which is no different than no DQ. Same damn match. But we're going to call it tribal rules is what I would guess.
Okay.
I think they should do Jordans on a pole. put the Jordans on the pole. Call in Vince Russo. Let's book this. Let's get Jordans on a pole. I don't know, man. Raw has to have some other shit happening on it besides this. You can't just have a Roman Reigns segment on the show and try to pass this off as like a good wrestling program. I'm sorry. It just needs to be more.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. But, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not here for it. I mean, if Roman's is such an established star, just Roman Reigns is going to open the show should get fans to tune in. What you do with it from there, I mean, who knows? With that, Joe. We have the question. Who would be the new Four Horsemen?
Okay. I got my 4 last night. I was thinking about this all last night, but I got my 4.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Are you blending AEW and WWE? Are you blending the promotions together?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not. Nope.
Okay. Have you given them a manager? Have you supplied your Four Horsemen with a J.J. Dillon?
I did.
You did. All right. Well, Joe, lay it on me. Who's your Four Horsemen?
All righty. With the J.J. Dillon, I got Paul Heyman.
Okay.
I got as Ric Flair, I got my tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Okay.
And why? I picked Roman Reigns because like Flair, fancy limousine riding, jet flying. Look at Roman Reigns. He ain't got the Rolex, but he got like 3 or 4 Apple Watches he wears to the ring, get taxed every week with. He ain't got the robes, but he got the nice Nikes. Every single show, he got having good fancy Nikes. Next, I got Solo. I got Solo because of, if you go back in history, look at Solo. There was Arn Anderson, and there was a time Arn Anderson and the originals turned their back on Ric Flair and then had the 4 new members take out Flair.
So you have Solo as your Arn Anderson. Solo Sikoa as your enforcer.
Yeah, that's right.
Makes sense.
And last but not least, the good old tag team, the Usos. As
Who's your tag team?
I got them as Terry Black and Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit was part of Four Horsemen, y'all. And Terry Black as well. So, booyah.
Like I said yesterday, I think about the Four Horsemen. I think about, you have the main eventer, you have the focal piece, right? You have Ric Flair, and everything is built around like supporting Flair. Keep the belt on Flair while you build up a guy who's in mid card, and you always had, you had Arn in there as the enforcer, and usually made up as part of a tag team. It was Arn and Tully, and Arn and Barry Windham, whatever it may be. Whenever I look at how I would book the Four Horsemen today, I think they came close. I think there was a time whenever the Pinnacle in AEW had the chance to be the Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
They had Tully, for God's sake. They had Tully as part of the Pinnacle.
They even had Arn Anderson too.
Yeah, Arn was there. They could have done this quite easily. When I look at who would be J.J. Dillon, I think there's only one option to be J.J. Dillon. I think it's MVP. I think MVP is your modern day J.J. Dillon. Because what was J.J.? Nobody ever said call it J.J. He wasn't the manager of the Four Horsemen. He was the financial advisor. He was all about business, right? And that's MVP. MVP is all about business. Whenever you get past MVP as being the business guy, the money guy, the one making all the contracts, making all the deals. Now we got to get to who's the in-ring talent. So our in-ring talent, I think we got to look at. Yeah, I will give you my Ric Flair last.
Okay.
I look at that. The cornerstone of what the Four Horsemen was Arn Anderson. Arn was all business, right? Arn wasn't. He was. We say we're the best because we're the best. So who do you book as that guy? He's got to be a guy who looks impressive, a guy who is believable to be the enforcer. And I think that guy is Brian Cage.
Okay.
I think Brian Cage is your guy who he's right there, right, man? He's a guy who you could easily catapult to the main event because he's got the look. Yeah, sure, he hasn't had those opportunities that we've seen, in AEW. But you look at Brian Cage, and if someone said that guy's the world heavyweight champion in professional wrestling, you go, that makes a lot of sense. Visually, he looks like the guy. And Wrestling Cartel says Arn was as real as it gets. Yeah, Arn was believable. I think Brian Cage is a guy who's believable. He's just yacked. And can go in the ring. I mean, he's impressive. Whenever I think about my tag team, there's that. Instinctively, I want to say FTR. Just instinctively, I want it to be FTR. However, I'm not going to take FTR. I'm going to go with the team of the British Bulldog and Adam Priest. Younger, they have more in the windshield than they got in the rear view, and that's the difference between them and FTR. So I'm booking for longevity here, and I'm booking this like the Horsemen. I got to be able to carry through the decade. So I got to have those pieces who can evolve, and that tag team of the Dynamite Kid and Adam Priest, they have plenty of time to do whatever we need them to do. That brings us to number 4. Now, whenever I think about Ric Flair was the guy. He was the man, right? To be the man, you gotta beat the man. In 2025, the man in pro wrestling. It's Cody Rhodes. For Cody Rhodes to be my Ric Flair, I have to have the Cody Rhodes that was in Ring of Honor in 2017. I have to have heel Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes with Brandy on his arm, wearing the suits as he does today, but he needs to be a heel. Because heel Cody Rhodes was a menace. Now, if you give me heel Cody Rhodes being protected by Brian Cage, being protected by the Dynamite Kid, being protected by Adam Priest, and having MVP negotiating his contracts for his matches, I'm tuning into that show every week. That's must-see TV. You don't know what Cody's going to do. Cody could absolutely be a chicken shit heel. Especially with MVP stopping him from doing the things that may make him a good guy. Number one contender, wanting their shot. Cody, hell yeah, I'll fight him. No. We're not going to fight him on a Monday. We're not going to do that. We'll fight you at a pay-per-view. We're not going to fight you on a Monday. Not in Wichita, Kansas. And then Brian Cage just beats the hell out of the number one contender. To then one day, Brian Cage decides he's going to usurp Cody Rhodes.
Not bad.
That's my modern day Four Horsemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Not bad.
Sadly, none of that will ever take place.
It won't, but not bad. Not bad at all.
Did you tune into my Four Horsemen, Joe?
I would tune in, probably because of MVP, but then I would say I don't know if you can get the heel Cody. That'd be the downside right there. The heel Cody. That's probably gonna be the downside. He should be heel, but
everything's about the chase, show.
I know.
Heel Cody Rhodes would make so many baby faces. And here's the thing about my Four Horsemen. You can do my Four Horsemen in any promotion you want to do them in. You can put this group together in WWE. You can put this group together in AEW. You could take this group and travel around the world. Let's go to New Japan. Let's bounce around the globe. Let's do New Japan. Let's do AEW. Let's do WWE with this group. Let's go old school territory days, and let's take this show on the road. And let's take this new Four Horsemen with heel Cody Rhodes holding the world heavyweight title. Cody could be a belt collector as a heel. With MVP by his side, flanked by Brian Cage protecting him, you could put 9 belts on Cody and have him be a dick about it. And everyone who would be trying to face Cody Rhodes, take a title off of him, becomes a babyface. You can make so many guys. It's a big issue WWE has today. You don't have a champion who can make a star.
Nah, not yet.
Because they won't let anyone go hard in the paint heel opposite Cody Rhodes who has a chance. Same thing with Seth. You should have someone like Carmelo Hayes chasing Cody Rhodes down. Let the crowd get behind a Carmelo Hayes who can drag Cody in a promo. Someone needs to do it because there's no chase. No one's trying to be world heavyweight champion in WWE. Not a soul. Nobody on either program other than Jey Uso, who referenced how much he wants to be one as if he had never been.
Well,
Greatest champion in the modern era was Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns isn't even talking about being world heavyweight champion. In WWE, the titles mean nothing today. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them.
Oh, LA Knight is trying to get the title.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins, right?
He's trying to go after Seth Rollins, but CM Punk, he get in the way. Boom.
Is there anyone on SmackDown who wants to be world champion?
SmackDown. Besides Drew?
Besides Drew.
Besides Drew. Mm. Unless I got Logan Paul on there, yeah. Since he's a free agent, he can go on any show. Logan Paul go on any show, so Logan Paul.
Logan Paul should beat Cody Rhodes.
He should, but I don't think he will. Not yet. Not yet.
Imagine everyone chasing Logan Paul with that world title. Imagine you have Logan Paul being the champion on SmackDown and Dominic Mysterio on Raw.
That'd be good. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be.
Imagine Dom has the AAA Mega Championship, the IC title, and the World Heavyweight title. What if Dom was your belt collector on Raw?
Ooh. You wouldn't know if he was a heel or a face because
it'd be really confusing, right?
Yeah. You don't know if he'd be heel or face because they cheer for him no matter what these days now.
They went from booing him to the point that you couldn't hear to Dom gets cheered. I never thought it was going to work. I was so wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to say, what was it? Rusev last Monday. Yeah, Monday. They cheered from doing the cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't care. And even at AAA, they cheered for him beating Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's all I got for the show today, Joe.
Crazy. Oh, you got picture? Okay.
Yeah. It's go home Raw before Crown Jewel. Nothing major is going to happen but making the match between Roman and Bronson Reed. That's all that's going to happen tonight.
Okay. Well, there's a couple things that, today in wrestling history, a lot of things happen on this very day.
Really? What you got?
What I got? Okay. We got the infamous phone call to poor Brian Pillman's wife on his diet that Vince McMahon did. Happened today.
Hey, you look back, man. Putting his wife on the phone was
Ooh.
The 90s was wild.
Yeah, they saw that recap of her watching it like, damn, she didn't really want to talk to nobody. But
no kidding.
Yeah. I could say watching it as a kid or teenager, you didn't think nothing about it. You're like, oh, she's just talking, saying like, da 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 da, like she like she was bored. But as you get older, you could tell like, damn.
She was hot.
Yeah. So that was pretty sad about that. And then also on today's episode in the wrestling history, you got what was it? I got it right here. Hold on, y'all. Well, yeah, it was yesterday. My bad. Yesterday, the debut of Kane.
Oh, yes, right. Debut of Kane. AA Championship belts. Want a wrestling belt as a sponsor? Just pay for shipping. Maybe. I might go figure that out. Maybe.
Okay. I ain't gonna say no. I'll let him do the negotiation, y'all. That's out. That's my pay raise, y'all.
The debut of Kane, is that the biggest debut in pro wrestling?
I would say back in the 90s, yes, that was the biggest debut. Yeah, because you hear that little. It was scary. Like as a kid, you would think it was scary. You see a big monster with a red mask.
When Kane debuted, I legitimately, as a teenager, thought it was Kevin Nash.
He did it.
Sure did. I thought Kane was Nash.
Mm.
And then the next night on Nitro, Nash was there. I'm like, okay, I guess not. I guess not.
Yeah. I just seen it like, oh, Kane. Damn. You picked up the Undertaker with no hesitation. Just tombstone him. No hesitation.
His chokeslam and his tombstone was better than Taker's.
Mm-hmm. And then you got Shawn Michaels just winning the match. Yeah. Okay. But that was good. And he went on with that mask for God knows what. Ooh. Almost 15
Wrestling
years with that
Cartel,
mask.
WWE Championship belts. Don't forget, drop your times in there for when the bell tolls.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. WWE Championship belts got 8mm, 4mm, 16mm zinc, CNC HD quality. Awesome.
Okay. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Pretty good. You know, a championship belt hanging up back there on the wall. Look pretty good. Right here around Roman Reigns autograph. Maybe over here by Cody, CM Punk.
I'll just put it like, there you go. Right there by the wall. Yeah, right there. There you go. Boom. Perfect.
Yeah, I think Kane was the biggest debut of the 90s, for sure. It was so impactful. Story a little wonky, but I mean, just the moment itself was pretty cool. And what a match to debut into.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys enjoy Raw. Hope it's a good show. We will be back Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow's Title Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Title Tuesday. Yeah, I forgot about that shit.
Don't know if I can be available tomorrow. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. See if we go live tomorrow. If not, we'll be back on Wednesday and we'll recap Raw. And we'll recap AEW's Title Tuesday. And maybe Joe will watch NXT because I certainly will not have watched NXT. And then we can look ahead to the weekend where we do have Crown Jewel.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. SmackDown is going to be from Saudi Arabia also this week. I don't know. It's going to air early as was going to be recorded early as well. It's not. It's going to air in the U.S. normal time, but I'll probably watch ahead of that. Yeah, we'll talk about what Crown Jewel has for us. We'll recap prior shows if we only don't get here before Wednesday. But thank you all for joining us live on Instagram. WWE Championship belts will be in touch. Yeah, WWE Championship likes the idea.
There you go.
Hanging up there.
Okay.
All right. Go. 2 belts, Joe. 2 belts. Each belt for each of us.
There we go. I'm okay with that. I can do that. Yeah.
All right. Everyone, thank you for checking us out live on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. That means I remember to upload these there, which is fantastic. Big shout out to Austin No Doubt Trout. It was an honor to do a video for him, so that was super cool. But we'll see you guys next time. We're out.